Hey guys, so this week we're going to play River of Blood. We're going to break from the quick battles for a little while and do some actual constructed scenarios. So yeah, River of Blood is one of the stock scenarios that comes with the game. It takes place, let's see, 3 p.m., 1 hour 20 minutes, overcast, small scenario, which is kind of what I'm going for. Axes attack, about a village environment. Let's do this. We'll play the Axes. Get back to the briefing in a sec. Okay, what have we got? Pretty open, simple map. Oh, I remember we played this map for a quick battle a few streams ago. This was the map where I lost one Sherman to an immobilization. Yeah, so this map should be familiar to everyone that's been watching. Alright, anyways, briefing. Ooh, it's a teeny map. Teeny forest too. Okay, briefing time. So we are in France, just south of the German border. Muddy ground conditions. Alright, today, let's see how long this briefing is. Okay, 2 pages. Today, around 1200 hours, American troops advanced towards the bridge and the village of Hansernede, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, a little cluster of some 20 buildings on the east bank of the river. They radioed for timed fire to be put on the bridge and the approaches. This shelling drove off the bridge guards who were supposed to blow the bridge on entry of the Amis. But the structure, prepared with explosives and wiring, was not blown. Yeah, that was a problem that happened more than once in that war. At 1300 hours, the Amis ordered an immediate assault to seize the intact bridge. Murderous fire, I think they took it. The attack was halted in its tracks for a short while, and we inflicted heavy casualties on them. However, they radioed artillery, and it caused considerable losses. This enabled the American riflemen to rush the bridge despite the valiant resistance of our troops in Hansernede. A few of their tanks also managed to cross the bridge into the village a little later. This proved too much, and the defense collapsed. The Amis now have the bridge and control of the town. So we're taking the bridge back. The American bridgehead poses an immediate threat. We must prevent the Americans from overtaking our retreating army. Therefore, we must buy time with delaying actions and local counterattacks, one of which will be we take this bridge back. We have command of hastily assembled elements of the 11th Panzer Division, consisting of a recon half-track, 2 Panzer IVs, 4 Stugs, and a company of infantry. This is all we can muster on short notice. There are 81mm mortars on call, but they are almost out of ammo. Okay, so I will get reinforcements later, so that force I got on the map is not everything. Enemy forces. As far as we can tell, there is only a small force of American riflemen in the village, supported by approximately 3 to 5 tanks. Our artillery is currently shelling the western shore of the river to prevent... Okay, so we've got like an artillery curtain of sorts preventing any reinforcements. However, it looks like we'll... Oh, let's see, how long... I might get American reinforcements in an hour. I'm not sure how that works, how that's going to work. That might just be what my scenario time limit is, which is probably more likely. Okay, so it looks like From the east is where I'm going to get guys from the north and the east. Right, okay, so my reinforcements are going to come from the other corner here. Going off-road is not advised at the moment. It is very muddy due to ample rainfall. Alright, so stay on the roads. And this was made by Panzer Mike, who has made a number of pretty excellent scenarios for us. Let's check out the map. 2 tubes, 81mm mortars. I've already heard that they are very limited, so we need to be careful what we use them on. Reinforcements. In about 25 minutes, I'll get a platoon, probably around here, I'm guessing. Maybe here. We'll find out. And then in 45 minutes, I'll get another Stug. Designer notes. Semi-historical scenario. Map is very accurate. Couple liberties, though, in the construction of the town and the forces. Okay. So, I start off with 2 infantry platoons forward. Oh man, they are under strength, too. That one doesn't even have a squad leader. Very under strength. And a couple of tanks. Let's check out the objectives. Alright, so the big one is this cluster over here. If nothing else, I gotta take these. The bridge is definitely the priority. However, we need to stick to the roads, and I don't have a whole lot of vehicles, and I don't want to lose any of them. So it's pretty likely that, at least initially, my attack is going to follow this road so that the infantry can follow the tanks. This is open ground here, and there's no line of sight impediments going on. So I'm going to have to rely on the tanks to get these guys across this ground. So that pretty much dictates that my attack is going to enter the town in this area. First entry, I'm going to use the tanks to blow some holes in the walls here, and then this will be like my foothold into the village right here. And it also makes sense too because my reinforcements are going to be coming from here. Okay. Let's get these guys started. Well, that's something to log for patch 101. That is a bad texture. Okay, so this is a recon half-track, and I think we all know what that means, right? Yeah, no, yeah, Raptor, you're right. I haven't seen this missing before. It's definitely not a normal thing, because I would have caught that in the checks. There must be something specific about the conditions in this scenario that are causing it, so I'm going to be interested in checking that out. We're gonna leave these guys in place for a turn, since they're kind of sitting out in the open. We do have the Mortar Platoon HQ here, so they can serve as my FO. So far, so good. Alright, there's not really a lot of finessing here. It's straight open ground. There's no real option. We're just going to hunt them forward. If anything starts shooting at me, I'm going to have to rely on the tanks to blast it away. Okay, we're going to give these guys a couple turns to get caught up. The infantry. Alright, so I'm not seeing any incoming fire, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel the hunt. We're going to give them a move and move them a little bit closer to the armor support. So far, quiet. Still nothing. Okay, I guess they're waiting in the town for me. Oh, there we go. Who spotted? Someone spotted. Oh, the tank back here spotted. All right. Yeah, it's not a good place to be in right now. I'm actually kind of happy. We'll do a target light somewhere. Never mind, the grass is too tall. I have not killed a TC yet, Buff Puff. If you can believe it. Probably going to end up taking these guys and shifting them over to follow this platoon through. So I don't have to expose them running through this field over here. I've already figured out that the approach over here is relatively safe. Alright, let's get some... Nope. You only see that position if the guy's standing up. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Raptor. The 250 alt... actually, this is the alt version. The Noyus look really cool too, but I like the angled armor on this. The angled armor on the 250 half tracks looks really neat, I think. Ah, freaking reverse slopes. Buff Puff, this is a scenario. River of Blood is one of the stock scenarios that came with the game. Galactor says he's always been a fan of how we do the less known armor and AFEs and things like that. And I actually agree. I really like the fact we get to do. It's a lot of fun being able to do lesser known vehicles and pieces of equipment that most games that touch World War II wouldn't even touch, or the ones that do, they're only like, silhouettes on a cardboard, chit. It's it's really fun being able to do all those obscure vehicles and stuff. One of the best things I've ever done in combat mission, personally, one of my favorite things I've ever done, is the Italian armor for Fortress Italy. I just loved those goofy looking little things that are almost worthless, but they're just really fun from a, from a hobbyist perspective. It's so much more interesting than just, doing another Sherman or doing another Panther. So close. Yeah, they're actually sitting on this little reverse slope with a bunch of tall grass, so if they duck down, they can't be seen. They're only visible when they poke out of their foxholes. It's one of those positions that looks dumb. If you look at it from above like this, it doesn't make any sense, but then when you actually look at it down from the ground, it makes a bit more sense. Alright, we're going to wait a turn for these guys to get in position. Rob7 Online, there was no stream last week. I was out of town. So I put them right about there, and they should get a good position to start getting some fire on these guys. Someone get that guy! Ah, freaking foxholes. Of course it's the squad leader with the MP44 it's taken down. Alright, so let's get some area fire. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to get a lot of fire on him this turn. Probably got one or two more guys in there. Alright, last guy surrendered. Probably a smart move on his part. All right, looking good. Let's go ahead and... All right, so we're going to go ahead and blast that hole in the wall that I wanted. Put it right here. There we go. Alright, so next order of business. Salt them up to there. So, plan is, this platoon is going to make entry into this little farmstead here. And then we'll move the other platoon up to take their place along the fence. Dutchmen, those are just like little fires caused by tracers. They're just aesthetic. Okay. So.
Angriff! Mir noch! Los, los!
So far, so good. Go ahead and get the whole platoon in there. Then it's time to start getting these guys going. Okay, so we're gonna park them here, and then they're gonna dash across the road to the other side. Looks good. All right. So, next order of business, let's take this right here on the other side of this road. Okay, so that was a touch, so we get the points for it.
Weiter, weiter!
Oh my. Okay, we got a tank. Looks like a standard M4A1 with 75 millimeter. Who spots it? Upper floor. Okay, this is the part where you stop shooting and then run downstairs. Okay, here we go. We got Americans in the church. Ow. Lost 2 guys to a BAR. Luckily, I put this team up on the upper floor and they can see in, so we're getting some fire in there. He's down. Okay, forgot about that mortar team, huh? More infantry out here. Let's see. Just some sort of rifleman. Looks like a small team. Oh, it's a sniper team. He's got a scope on his weapon. Should be easy to overwhelm him at this range. Alright, so the upper floors here have not been much useful because of the trees in the way. That one over here did do something useful, though, in that I know where a Sherman is now. Alright, so we're going to continue pushing forward through here towards these objectives. Armored support's just going to follow the roads. And I do still have reinforcements coming, so those can also be helpful for the push. For now, I'm just sort of trying to develop the battle and clear out the town. Wow, that went really short, buddy. That went really short. But I think we got him. I think I heard him. Yep, we just got the sniper. Okay. That was not me. I think we got Americans over here. There. Another sniper. Lots of snipers. That's okay. I don't mind snipers in this terrain. At these short ranges, it's not really an advantage with my assault rifles and submachine guns. And he's down. So it looks like we have another vehicle spot right here. So yeah, it looks like the American tanks are pretty much set up along the riverbank. Get back in there and do some casualty treating. Alright, church is clear. Let's get that mortar HQ over. Actually, wondering if they can do any good from spotting over here, around the bridge area. Because if there's anywhere they're going to need to use the mortars, it might be around there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to crawl them up to there. Because they can't really spot crap in that town, and I can always call in the mortars with other units. Over here they might actually do something useful. Just watching this area out here. So I think I'll leave them in place for now. Okay, we're going to open ourselves up a new maneuver area here. We're going to blow through that wall there. Okay, so Sherman here, Sherman there. It's going to be difficult taking this terrain and this terrain without dealing with them. This is probably a good time for reinforcements to arrive. They should be coming soon. Let's see, 15:21 right now. So in 4 minutes. So I'm going to not make a push on this area until I get my reinforcements. In the meantime, I'm just going to continue to try and scout as much of the town as I can so I know what my maneuver options are. So in line with that, because I think it might be a good idea to flank those Shermans along this road here, I'm going to take a few guys. We're going to clear out these buildings over here, make sure there's no surprises waiting for me. Oh, that's not good. Sherman spotted me. Ooh, really specific. Yikes. Okay. Hopefully they have the presence of mind to run for it. That works too. Just duck! No, duck! I need to tell them to hide. There we go. Okay. We're gonna fast get them out of there as quickly as possible. And then we'll fast them like that, just straight across. And they can continue with their mission. Score. Oh no. They don't want to listen to my commands.
Achtung, Feindpanzer!
Oh, this isn't going to end well. And he buttoned up, so that was pointless.
Feindpanzer im Abmarsch.
Okay, so run, dude, run! Nope, that's the wrong command. Okay, so it's looking good over here. I think I'm going to pull this platoon out. We're going to withdraw to the road here that we know is safe. We're going to advance along the road in the wake that these two vehicles created, and we're going to start moving this way. Buff Puff asks, when do you think you'll do some streams about scenario editing? When I'm in the relatively soon. When I'm in the proper development phase for them. First, I've got to actually have stuff I need to be working on. Right now, my time is occupied with other things than creating scenarios. But soon enough, I'll be in that part of the cycle where I'm churning out scenarios, and then that's when I can stream some of them. Ooh, my, what is that? Who's shooting at me? Oh shoot, there's some guys in there. They very cleverly did not open fire on my tank. Buff Puff asks, how long does it take to make a campaign? It can be months. It depends upon how long and complex the campaign is. I mean, you could make a very simple, like, tiny 3-mission campaign with, using tiny scenarios. You could do that in a few days. But if you're doing a more elaborate campaign, you're talking months of development time. There we go, tank. And good job, you missed. There we go. Reinforcements are here. Alright, are they all... Oh, there's one over there. Alright, tanks with Panzer Grenadiers. A lot of Panzer Grenadiers riding on top of them. Not tanks, sorry, they're Stugs. Then we got one over here with some breach team on it. Alright guys, it has been an hour. I'm going to take a break and walk around, stretch my legs, and get some water. I'll see you guys back in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. So let's see if there's a safe way to get these stugs onto this road. This looks promising. It's a dirt path and really not meant for vehicles, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, I want to get these two stugs onto this road here, along with the guys riding on them, and we're basically going to try and roll up the side of this flank while these guys exert pressure from over here. That's the idea, anyways. And then this Stug we're going to send up here along this road. While these two Panzers help out with knocking out the Shermans over there, we're going to commit this one to pushing on the bridge with the armored car. Hmm. Alright, so that should have taken care of that, hopefully. Nothing solves a problem like generously applied high explosive. So my spidey sensors are going off right here. I feel like something's going to be watching this. So you know what that means, we send in the scouts. Alright, we'll give the we'll give these guys a target arc. And then put them in the second floor here. Maybe they can get some spotting done around here. Do the same for these guys. Oh, I think that already paid off. I think we spotted another tank. Wow, that is one heck of a spot. Oh, I will. I wonder if this tank is sitting here watching this road, like right here. Look at that. That would be a devious spot. And it's fairly well shielded. Meantime, though, we did spot some infantry. What do we got here? A mortar. Okay, good. We'll make short work of that. Good job, recon half track. Yep, we're getting eyes on. Excellent. Now, if I just had some precision artillery. Alright, let's get them back in there and do some casualty evacuation. I'll just let them continue to shoot at him. Alright, where is my other... There he is. Nope, wrong one. Where is he? Here he is. He's still got a little while to go. So my plan with this guy is to put him here and then blow a hole in this wall here so that infantry can run across and get in there. Alright, that looks like that's the mortar team taken care of. Alright, so we're almost at the jump-off point. When the Stugs reach this crook in the road here, these guys are going to get off. We're going to run them over to the hedge here. Go ahead and speed him up since we know that there's not going to be anything shooting at him here, so the hunt isn't necessary. See if I can get a visual on him and confirm that. This is probably going to be defended, so I think one thing I can possibly do is... Let's take a look at the ground view. So it's kind of, I could possibly move vehicles along this side and make a breach in here. It is kind of risky though, down advancement going past right about here. Best I can do is slip some infantry along the side here and maybe see if I can get a visual on them and confirm that. This is probably going to be defended. So I think one thing I can possibly do is, let's take a look at the ground view. So it's kind of, I could possibly move vehicles along this side and make a breach in here. It is kind of risky though. I'm not sure if these walls are going to be tall enough to prevent it from seeing me moving vehicles around. I still think at this point my best play, and I've still got 50 minutes, so I've got lots of time. I think my best play is to keep these Stugs going. Worry about this advance after I roll up along this road here with the Stugs, because when I'm ready, I can hit these Shermans from two angles at once: Stugs on this side and the Panzer IVs from over here. I'll just take them out one at a time. Lucas, you're probably right. The Stugs are probably easily low enough to mask themselves well behind the wall. Where is he? Still making his way here. Probably gonna be a couple other turns before he gets there. Okay, so these guys are been dumped off, so now we're just going to start moving them forward. There's actually a lot of cover here. There he is. Okay. Alright, so now the question is, how far do I have to move him to get a line of sight? Because it's not clear. Oh, and that's a 76, this one, and it's also apparently one with nature. Yeah, so this is a 76. That's going to... Basically, if this thing hits any of my vehicles, it's going to be an instant kill. Pretty much no chance, unless it goes wide and hits the machine gun mount or something. Alright, so the terrain here is kind of complex. It's not easy to predict how close I need to get to actually spot him. So, eesh. I think one of the things I can do is we're going to speed these guys up. It's obvious that nothing's shooting at them, so we'll turn this hunt into quick. Alright, well this get... Okay, so yeah. Right about... You can see the turret right there. Oh no, actually the hull as well. Yeah. So they can't move up to this line here. That might actually be a good spot for a Stug, though. That is tempting. It's risky because the ground is muddy, but I think I'm going to do it. It's just too good of a spot. Where is he? I already lost him. Dang it. Oh, that's right. He's right there. Okay. Right here. So I'm going to park it right here, and then I roll him forward, and hopefully he can see it. Also, that means I should probably not have those guys move right there. Okay, so we'll get him in position. We're going to roll both Stugs forward on him, along with the Panzer IV. And with any luck, we can get him. And he's bogged, of course. I knew it was a risk. I did not expect him to bog so quickly going right off the road, but I guess that's what I get for rolling the dice with mud. Oh, okay, good. He freed himself. Excellent. Okay, here we go. I'm also going to unbutton these guys. I want to maximize my chances of seeing him. It makes them vulnerable to infantry, but I really want to kill this sucker as quickly as possible. Okay, so we do have a slight issue here that I should have figured out beforehand. I can't roll these guys forward without exposing them to this one here. So I think the Stugs might have to do this one on their own. An alternative is, if I want to get crazy, I dash this guy forward and hope that this guy doesn't pull off a snapshot. It's really risky. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to try it. Okay. So, we don't want him to be the first one to make contact, though, because the Sherman's looking straight at him. We want this guy to already be turning around to engage the Stugs if possible, so we're going to give him a 45-second pause. Oh, geez. Should I do 45? No, we'll do 30 seconds. I do have smoke. That is a good point. Okay, yeah. Let's see what the wind is like. Light from the southwest. Okay. If I plant smoke right here, it should block. I don't think there's any way to really get a good smoke screen to block for this guy. So we're going to have to depend upon this one to make the move. So he'll make a move over here once the smoke screen's deployed. In that case, we're going to put a pause on this guy. So we'll deploy smoke, wait one turn for it to get going. Good idea, good catch. Thank you for reminding me about that. Hopefully it doesn't dissipate. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, perfect! Okay, just what I wanted. Let's see how this goes over here. Alright, excellent. We got a nice little hole over there so that this can stop firing. Okay, he already did. Smart. Alright, here we go. Now we're going to do it for reals. Okay, but the point still stands. I don't want him to be the first one in, so 30-second pause. Then we're going to do it fast. Actually, no, we'll do a hunt. Since I don't have to worry about... Shouldn't have to worry about him. Hopefully he can't see him through the smoke. You never know, though. Alright, that should do it. We'll give him a target armor arc like this. And we're just going to hunt this guy right down the road. Watch, the worst thing that could happen is these two guys end up not being able to get a spot, and then this guy just runs into its teeth. It's possible that could happen. Oh, jeez. Hey, look! Okay, he's not dead yet. Now he's dead. Well, there we go. The blood gods have been satisfied. The TC has been sacrificed. Also, it should have figured I was being watched by infantry the whole time. Where are they? Oh, that's a good little spot. They're just... You know, they were probably just sitting there waiting for this exact maneuver to be made. Because if you look at it, they can't really attack anywhere else. Alright, now we just gotta hope that this guy actually sees something. It's a really, really narrow line of sight, though. Oh god, here we go. Remember that worst case I was telling you guys about? Well, I think that just started. Okay, he's got a partial spot now. No, wait. And I accidentally hit the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Okay, come on, you can do it. Nope, that's it. Well, that went horribly. Okay, first of all, we're going to avenge our TC. These guys, goodbye. Just die. Secondly, I'm going to actually leave this guy here because you never know, he might actually get something. It's possible. I'm going to inch him forward just a tad. And that's heavy woods, it's not helping. You know, the presence of the mud makes this really tricky. because you got to take a calculated risk every time you want to move something off of the road. So we're gonna have our Stug here fire some smoke in front of where that Sherman should be spotting. Yeah. Hey, people were calling for camouflage on tanks. Well, there you go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and shift around this infantry platoon, start pushing up the road for any more surprises. It's kind of a iffy amount of smoke. You know what? We're going to give it a shot. It's not the best, but I think it'll work. What was that? Okay, that's just my... Yeah, just my tank cooking off. Also, oh dear God, I think I told him to go somewhere that he wasn't allowed to. What is he doing? Okay, yeah, that actually worked out quite nicely. They're all across. Okay. Stop moving! I told you to stop moving! Did I? Did I not? Did I accidentally give him an order to go somewhere else? Because honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. And he's bogged, of course.
Achtung, unten bleiben.
Oh, that's awesome. He's also got his rear exposed to a bazooka. Crossfire. Okay, guys. I've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. I've actually got to get ready to go somewhere, so I'm going to end it here. We'll pick up part 2 next week. Really fun battle so far. It's a very tough little village tactical puzzle. I really like fighting in the muddy terrain. I think it actually makes you have to really think about what you're doing a lot more. I've already had a couple of close scares with vehicles going off-road. And I don't know what the heck I ordered this guy to do to make him move there, but luckily it did not end in me losing him, and it very well could have. I'm lucky that the bazooka decided to miss a couple of times. Yeah, next turn we're going to shell the crap out of this. They caused some casualties, but I've got 2 Stugs that can fire direct on them, so they'll be toast. And then we're going to... Then we're going to push into the Fermi Duchamps here, however you pronounce that. Duchamps? I don't know. I don't pronounce French very well. I should probably go and look that up. So yeah, we'll push into here. Then we got to secure the bridge, and I don't see a way to do the bridge without taking care of these Shermans. They're kind of a pain where they are. We'll see. So yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. I'll see you next week. I'll get this up onto YouTube as soon as we're done here. So, have a good night, everyone.